With these 5 habits, I was able to make some significant changes in my life with minimal effort. And I'm going to share those with you. So, if you want to hear 5 habits that'll change your life for the better, here we go. Let's get started. Number 1, I avoid technology first thing in the morning. Now, my alarm clock goes off on my phone. So the first thing I do is reach over, grab that phone, either turn the alarm off or hit snooze. But one thing that I don't do is touch any of the apps on that phone. I give myself at least an hour to wake up, get moving, get dressed before I ever look at anything on my phone. Now, the notifications on the front will typically tell me if there's some emergency or something going on. But if there is nothing on that home screen that says to me, you need to open that phone, I turn that alarm off, I place that phone down, and I give myself at least 1 hour to get myself together and do the things that I need to do. I try not to even look at my phone longer than I have to. It made my mornings feel more peaceful. It made me feel less rushed, and it gets me off to a good start for my day. Number 2, I completely cut back on caffeine and sugar. I love a good cup of coffee, but I don't start my day with the sweet stuff. And I haven't gotten to the point where I can drink black coffee. I add sugar and creamer to my coffee. So I had the caffeine and the sugar first thing in the morning. And I found that in this weight loss journey, those are 2 things that I had to cut back on anyway. So I tried to avoid caffeine and sugar at all costs. Now, caffeine and sugar comes in more than just coffee. So I am mindful about what I put in my mouth at all times because I am trying to cut back. I want to keep my blood pressure under control. I don't want to have to deal with diabetes down the road. So my sugar consumption and my caffeine consumption is a habit that I have cut back on drastically. Number 3, I stopped procrastinating and overthinking. Procrastination is a thief of your time, and it really is more centered around being afraid to get started than actually starting. And once you realize that you don't have anything that you need to be afraid of, it makes the procrastination disappear. And if you don't take the time to overthink, you won't talk yourself out of doing a lot of things. So the habit of procrastinating and overthinking is something that I have overcome. I no longer procrastinate, and I try not to overthink. I just do it. I'm like Nike, baby. I just do it. Either it's going to be fine or I may have to redo it. But I try not to think about it too much, and I definitely try not to put it off for too long. Because when you put things off, you just simply will never get it done. Number 4, I give myself time to think. I don't make any hasty decisions, and I do not rush into anything. It's not good for you. When you make hasty decisions and you rush to judgment on things like that, sometimes it will cause you to make a decision you don't need to make. Now, I just told you, don't procrastinate and don't overthink, but don't rush to judgment or be hasty either. Give yourself just a little bit of time to think, especially on major purchases and life-changing decisions. Just give yourself a little bit of time to sit with yourself. Find you some quiet time, get you a quiet place, and just ponder that thing. Meditation is always helpful. Sometimes going for a long walk and think while you are walking and make a decision that I am going to decide how I'm going to handle this by the time I finish my walk or by the time I finish this yoga class. Give yourself an opportunity to quiet your mind so that you can think. Give yourself the time and the space to make the decisions that you need to make. And number 5, and this one right here is a game changer. I stopped spending all my time scrolling and watching TV and clearing out Netflix series in a couple of days. And I started creating, whether it's writing or jumping on here, creating content for you guys. I spend time thinking about the things that you may find interesting or that you may want to hear about from me. I decided to be a producer of content, instead of a consumer of content. Because mindless scrolling, it just gives you countless and countless things to have to consider and to have to worry about. And in this day and time, we got enough going on without taking on other things that really don't have anything to do with us. So instead of being a consumer of information, I am now a producer of information. Now, I got a few little bonus habits that I'm just going to throw in here that I typically discuss in most of my videos. But the first one is I prioritize sleep like it's self-care. I go to bed, and it's a ritual for me. I prepare myself for bed. I prepare my room for bed. I prepare the climate in my house. I start dimming the lights when it's time for me to wind down. I don't scroll on my phone. I don't have a whole lot of blue light. It is a ritual getting myself ready for bed. I have to take care of my nighttime routine and just wind down. That's also an opportunity to give yourself some time to think. So prioritize your rest. It is very important. I set boundaries without guilt. Everybody in my family knows the seasoned lady don't answer her phone after 10 o'clock unless an emergency. So please don't even call my phone after 10 o'clock because I won't be answering unless you text me and say it's an emergency or you call me back to back. And it better be an emergency because if I answer that phone after 10 o'clock and you just forgot to tell me something and it's not an emergency, you probably won't get an answer the next time. I prioritize rest, I prioritize sleep, I prioritize my peace, and I just do not feel guilty about it. I set boundaries, and that 10 p.m. deal is a boundary that I don't allow many people to exceed. And I move my body every day. I do a little bit of exercise, I do a little bit of moving around, I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, just to keep myself going, keep my blood flowing, keep this heart pumping, keep myself strong. I do all of the things that I need to do to move my body. Now, those three were just a few little extras that I do every day, and I wanted to give them to you guys. But the things that actually changed my life are these. I avoid tech first thing in the morning. It protects my peace. I cut back on caffeine and sugar. It made my weight loss journey a little bit better, and I actually feel better because sugar and caffeine, they boost you up, but they also cause you to crash, and you don't always feel good right after. I stop procrastinating and overthinking. I try my best to be like Nike and just do it. I give myself time to think. I don't make rash decisions. I don't make purchases without giving it some thought. I don't do things without giving myself the time and the space to think. I don't procrastinate. I don't overthink, but I do give myself a chance to sort things out and make a good decision. And I have become a producer of content instead of a consumer. I'm an avid reader. During the pandemic, I watched so many Netflix series. I watched everything on all the streaming services. I am completely caught up, but I found myself exhausted and not really getting a lot done. So I am a producer of content now instead of consumer. And I'm not going to take you guys back through the little bonuses I gave you because if you watch my videos, you know how I feel about prioritizing my peace, moving my body, eating well, and doing all those things. So we don't have to talk about that. Again, these 5 habits changed my life and they can change yours too. So just take a moment, figure out what works for you, and try these 5 things and let me know how they work. Leave me a comment at the end of the video and let me know what 5 habits or what few habits have you done, what things have worked for you to ensure that your life moves peacefully the way things should be. Leave me a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and until the next time, these 5 habits changed my life, and I want them to change yours too. It's the Seasoned Lady signing off. Have a fabulous evening, everyone. Toodles.